Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. My dear students, assalamu alaikum. I am quite safe and sound here and hope that you will be the same there. Today our lecture is on foreign policy of Pakistan. And today lecture you will learn about the policy, its definition, and foreign policy and then foreign policy of Pakistan, and then the objectives of Pakistan in detail. So, meaning of policy. The word policy has been derived from Latin word politia, which means plan of action or way of management. So, the word policy means these are rules and regulations that are set for for any action, for some actions. So, and definition: a policy is a set of statements of principles, values, and intent that outlines expectation and provide a basis for consistent decision making and resource allocation and respect to a specific issue. So, policy is a set of statement. It is a set of rules and regulations. It is a set of values that are set for what for future actions, and that future action would be supervised, would be monitored by such statements and by such values, and all these values and these principles will be consistent, these values will be constant, and further the state or the department will allocate resources for that specific issue and for that specific actions. So then the foreign policy, general objectives that guides the activities and relationships of one state and its interaction with other states. So by foreign policy we mean that it is a policy that is set by state for the relationship of one state with another state. These principles, these rules and regulations, these are policy is supervising and monitoring the actions and interaction of one state to another state. So then, founder of Pakistan and its first Governor General, in a broadcast talk to the people of the USA in February 1948, outlined the following goals of the Pakistan foreign policy: of the friendliness and goodwill towards all the nations of the world. We do not cherish aggressive designs against any country or nation. We believe in the principle of honesty and fair play in national and international dealings and are prepared to make our utmost contribution to the promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. Pakistan will never be found lacking in extending its material and moral support to the oppressed and suppressed people of the world and in upholding the principle of the United Nations Charter. So, in this statement, in these sayings, we can look these nations like the Africans, the Americans, the Chinese, and all nations of the world. Pakistan is saying Pakistan is extending its goodwill towards them. So Pakistan is discouraging any aggressive design against any country of the world and also discourage the aggressive design made by other countries towards them. Then in the if you see to the fifth and sixth line, so the promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. The promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. Pakistan will involve in such actions and in such Pakistan will make such policies which will promote peace and prosperity among all the different nations of the world. Pakistan will never be found lacking in extending its material and moral support to the oppressed and suppressed people of the world and in upholding the principle of United Nations Charter. So Pakistan will also act upon the principle that is set by the United Nations and will also support the demands of the oppressed nations of the world. Further, what are the guidelines for the foreign policy of Pakistan and constitution? So the constitution of Pakistan also lays down guidelines for the conduct of foreign policy of the country. Like Article 40 of the Constitution provides that the state shall endeavor to preserve and strengthen fraternal relations among all Muslim countries based on Islamic unity, support the common interests of the people of Asia, Africa, and Latin America, promote international peace and security, foster goodwill and friendly relations among all nations, and encourage the settlement of international dispute by peaceful. See, so there are certain points like promotion of good relations with Muslim world and non-Muslim world, and the same way, if there is common interest between all nations of this world, so then Pakistan will also follow such interest. Further, foster goodwill and friendly relations among all nations and encourage the settlement of international disputes by peaceful means, neither by war or other aggressive actions. So Pakistan will set all its disputes, all its issues and conflicts by negotiation and by sitting together for resolving that issue. Now, on the basis of on the basis of saying of the founder of the nation, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah, Pakistan have set its objectives. All the objectives of the foreign policy are to be explained by single one word. What is that word? It is the interest of the nation. The word interest can indicate such ideal objectives which the state pursue through their in the international relations. There is no any permanent friend and enemy, but the preference is given only to the national interest. Any state form its foreign policy on the basis of national security and interest. If the country have interests, so then it will have relations. If they do not have any relations, the first objective of the foreign policy of Pakistan is national security. The main objective and determinant of foreign policy of Pakistan is its national security or independence. Pakistan was, if you look, Pakistan was a newborn state, and there was a need to make planning for its security because it was facing serious threats from its border country. So Pakistan formulated its foreign policy on the basis of national security. It gave due importance to the national security, establishing external relationships with other countries. Pakistan, while making its national security policy for its security, Pakistan respects the national integrity and the political independence of other countries, and expects from others the same. The main preoccupation of Pakistan from the very beginning has been to ensure its security from India. Pakistan has to spend more on defense as compared to others. Defense against India has been a major concern of Pakistan. Since the very beginning of creation of Pakistan, India adopted hostile policy against Pakistan. They occupied certain states, the different states, and then also in 1948 um, they sent their troops to Kashmir, and then since the very beginning of creation of Pakistan, India adopted hostile policy against Pakistan and started occupying the princely state one after another. Resultantly, this trend created in Pakistan that India will take advantage of her weakness because Pakistan haven't was not in the Indian aggressive designs in Kashmir, Hyderabad, and Junagadh had created security threats for newly independent state. Pakistan had to look for friends and to boost her defense and economy and also to enhance her diplomatic pressure. Leaders Leadership of Pakistan preferred USA for military and economic aid for security concerns of Pakistan. The direction of the foreign policy of Pakistan was founded on the quest of her security and defense, and USA was considered as a more favorable and favorite country for this task. US also required a friend in this region to fight against USSR because USA was having its own interests, his own interests. Hence, Indian factor became major determinants to establish Pak-US relations there. Another factor was the financial factor. Pakistan needed to establish close ties with those states with whom she could obtain economic interests. At, uh, at the time of independence, Pakistan was very weak economically and financially. Because the region in which Pakistan was, there were no industries properly. So and then at her very birth, economically and financially, Pakistan was a weak country. Hostility of Indian National Congress to Pakistan has destroyed any basis of cooperation between India and Pakistan. Efforts were made by the Indian government to strengthen Pakistan by the dispute of cash balances, defense stores, and several other issues. The Hindu leaderships, uh, their leaders, reckoned with the idea of partition in the hope that Pakistan was not economically viable and vibrant country. So, and by their antagonistic policies and by their aggressive policies, they tried to hasten Pakistan collapse. Pakistan then strengthened its relation with countries which could help Pakistan in their economic matters. The the third goal of policy of Pakistan is ideological factor. Pakistan is an ideological state, and its foreign policy is based upon the ideology of Pakistan or Islam. Pakistan got its independence on the ideology that Muslims are different from Hindus. It was not on the territorial or racial basis. This was just on ideological basis. So Pakistan is an ideological state, and its foreign policy is based upon the ideology of Pakistan or Islam. The foreign policy is meant to protect the ideology. So what how we are making or how we are setting our foreign policy, if these are financial matters, if these are if this is national security issue, so Pakistan will care about her ideology. The foreign policy is meant to protect the ideology. The stability of Pakistan is also dependent upon its ideology. So it has been one of the major determinant of Pakistan foreign policy to develop close relations with Muslim countries. The establishment of because the ideology of Muslim countries and Pakistan is the same, uh, the other countries, whether it is Saudi Arabia, whether it is Indonesia, whether it is Turkey, whether it is Iran or Iraq, so all they have the same kind of belief, all they have the same kind of norm, and that all they have belief on one God, they believe on the one in the holy book Quran Majid. So all they have the same faith, and that faith and that values and norms give Pakistan a strength to make brotherhood relations with with these countries. The establisher for Liaquat Ali Khan decisively believed and they supported the basis of Islamic unity. Pakistan considered Islam as a significant, uh, as an important uh, factor in formulating her foreign policy, but it does not mean that Pakistan will adopt policy too distant to create a gap between among other states, like by pushing USA to a side and by pushing China to a side, where the country follow the ideologies other than Islam. It is for this reason Pakistan has developed close relations with China and USA as well. Another factor that has given a base to the foreign policy of Pakistan is historical and psychological factor. Historical and psychological factors uh, has always impact on Pakistan foreign policy. The history of Pakistan, going back to the subcontinent and the different conflicts, Pakistan nation had faced better experience in the history of subcontinents. The Hindus left no stone unturned to curb and crush the political, economic, social and religious right of Muslims, which paved the way towards the demand for partition of some continent of separate homeland and Pakistan. Pakistan has always been facing India's aggressive design since her very birth, and due to India's antagonistic attitude, Pakistan had to formulate her foreign policy for developing relations with different countries, especially with big powers. Director of the foreign policy of Pakistan is unity of Islamic world. Unity of Islamic world. Being an ideological state, Pakistan has been adopting basic principles of her foreign policy to develop cordial and friendly relations with Muslim countries. Pakistan is the supporter of the unity of Islamic world. Pakistan wants to bring all the Muslim country to uh, together to have unity and is following the policy to establish good relations with Muslim countries. Pakistan has always tried to solve the conflict of Islamic world and played very important role in Iran, Iraq war, Palestine, and in Afghanistan. Pakistan is also an active member of OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. One of the important aims of Pakistan foreign policy has been the creation of an Islamic bloc of the Muslim cause, but Pakistan's initiative to seek closer relations with Muslim countries and her belief in the Islamic concept of unity and brotherhood could not be appreciated enough in the Muslim countries and which were beset by their own internal and external problems. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah expressed Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Jinnah stressed the need of cooperation among all the Muslim states and also a field for unity. He stated in August 1948 that the play of power politics now being uh, and Kashmir should give out as I holding International Conference on Muslim Cooperation on Financial and Political Problems upsetting the Muslim countries upsetting the Muslim countries which resulted into settlements of amity with almost every Muslim country in the period of 1950-51. Since her very independence, Pakistan has been following the principle of close friendly relations with all Muslim countries, including Afghanistan, having complex history of relations as a neighbor as well as Muslim country. Another factor, another objective of foreign policy of Pakistan is good relations with neighbors. No country could change her neighbors. Till 1971, Pakistan had a unique geographical location, having 1,000-mile distance between East and West Pakistan. East Pakistan was surrounded by India on three sides, with only approach from the sea, which could not be difficult for India to control. This geographical factor caused heavy defense burden for Pakistan. West Pakistan is also surrounded by three big powers: Russia, former USSR at the top, the following the People Republic of China in the northeast, and India in the southeast. No other small country in the world has such dubious distinction with three mighty neighbors. No doubt, such a kind of geographical location could be considered as a source of weakness in the physical term, but could also be converted into a source of strength by establishing normal and mutually acceptable relations with such neighboring countries. Pakistan followed the principle that cordial and friendly relations among the neighboring countries have always been worthwhile for peace and prosperity of the region. But Pakistan was not fortunate enough in her relations, especially with two big neighbors. India has always been adopting hostile attitude towards Pakistan, and also neighborly relations between uh, the USSR and Pakistan faced many ups and downs. Despite of all difficult situation, Pakistan tried to adopt the policy to develop friendly relations with all neighboring countries, including India, and also offered to solve all the issues, including Kashmir. Therefore, Pakistan had called India for consultation at every place, at every level, and at every time. Pakistan's joining of SEATO, SEMSHO, South Asian Treaty, Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, Central Treaty Organization resulted tense relations with the USSR, but Pakistan had never been a party to any design against the Soviet Union, and Pakistan membership of PAX was only for the sake of her security concerns. Hence, Pakistan adopted the principle to normalize her relations with China and the USSR. Another goal of foreign policy of Pakistan is establishment of peace uh, around the world and inside establishment of peace inside and outside, inside in the country and outside in the world. Pakistan wants establishment of peace throughout the world. Pakistan is also protested against aggressive power desires and supported the frustration of the nation for getting the peace. Pakistan has repeatedly invited India to negotiate peace in South Asia, but it has rejected every move. From her very independence. Been adopted has Pakistan have has been adopted the fundamental principle of international law with a special reference to respect for independence, non-aggression, and non-interference in international affairs as an indispensable condition for peace and prosperity. It extended goodwill toward all the state and the war and support for the legitimate causes of people, close brotherly ties or friendship with Muslim nations, and desire for cooperation with all the countries for the sake of peace, especially towards neighboring states. Another objective of the foreign policy of Pakistan is support to right of self-determination. Pakistan support the right of self-determination of all the of suffragist nation. Pakistan believes that every nation must have the right of self-determination. Therefore, Pakistan has supported the demand of abolishing the colonialism and every movement of the exercise of right of self-determination in Europe, Africa, and Asia. Pakistan has played a very important role in the struggle of independence of Kashmir, Palestine, Bosnia, Namibia, and Vietnam. Another objective of the foreign policy of Pakistan is peaceful coexistence. Pakistan believes in peaceful coexistence and respects the liberty, freedom, and sovereignty of other countries and expects the same from others. Pakistan is always disinterested in the internal affairs of others and opposes imperialism and aggressions of every type. In the light of this grave principle, Pakistan has been following the policy of live and let live since independence. It is due to this policy that Pakistan always desired normal relations with India, but unfortunately enough, this desire remained unfulfilled. Pakistan is also obeying the rules and regulations that is set by the UN or United Nations organization. So it is the core part of and it is the core objective of Pakistan foreign policy to cooperate with the UNO. So cooperation with the UNO, collaboration with the UNO is most important ingredients of Pakistan foreign policy. Hence, Pakistan has have upheld every decision of the UNO, of the United Nations organization, and even never hesitated to provide military assistance under the guiding principle of the UNO. Since her membership of the United Nations on September 19, on September 30, 1947, Pakistan has been uh, demonstrating sense of duty regarding the Charter of the UN and especially for its struggle for establishing world peace. Moreover, Pakistan has been playing an active role in different organs of the UN. She was obeying its decision as during wars with India on Kashmir issue. Pakistan always show her respect for the decisions of ceasefire such as cooperation on the part of Pakistan and her uh, highly trusting attitude toward the United Nations. Indeed, even today, Pakistani armed forces and other authorities are serving under UN in various nations, which help Pakistan to assemble its picture at the international level. Another objective is independent and neutral policy. However, Pakistan has made its independent and neutral policy, but Pakistan never remained independent and never remained neutral. There were certain mistakes that has been made by Pakistan by siding someone and then siding another one, and now in the current time, Pakistan is doing her best to remain neutral and play a balanced role among all the nations of the world. At her inception in 1947, Pakistan had adopted the policy of independence and neutrality and followed the principle of non-alignment as the friendship to all and malice to none. Pakistan in her first few years of the existence tried to maintain independent and neutral relations in neutral going Cold War during the early years and did not show alignment with any bloc led by US or USSR, but Pakistan did it uh, in the end. In the beginning, neutrality Pakistan leadership desired to keep themselves among from the conflicts of big of the world, as the Prime Minister left Ali Khan even after 3 years Pakistan became a sovereign state, stated that Pakistan will take no side in the conflict of ideology between the nations. And some months later, Quaid-e-Azam Mohammad Jinnah, as the Governor General, affirmed our foreign policy is one of the friendliness and goodwill towards all the nations of the world. but Pakistan never remained independent and never remained neutral in this regard. Now it is trying our best to have balanced relations with all the countries of the world. So these were the objectives of Pakistan foreign policy. If you have any confusions, any questions, so you can write your questions or you can ask your questions in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Stay healthy and stay blessed.